Hello everyone, I thought I'd do a quick video on the new R1 for the Knuckles, or Gauntlets. As you can see here, it's a 3 bravery move that essentially has 4 moves in one, so go ahead. Get some bravery against Homeboy here. Homeboy decided to show up. So if you cast it by itself, oops, did the wrong one. Let's get some bravery here. Cast it by itself, it does that kick. It's like not really that great. It really seemed to want to encourage you to use the other ones. But each respective stance has a different finisher for it. So that one's kind of like a mini Wrath of Earth. Actually very useful because it's only 1 or 3 bravery. And if you do it from L and triangle, you get this really cool range attack. And then from the dash one, you get these cool, like, flicker kicks. Those are actually really useful because what you can do is you can kind of chain into them, like, both when they're launched, and also before you use an assault, it will still hit them. So, let's wait for Homeboy to come back here again. So you can do stuff like this. Lots of crowd control, and then also you can get a lot of good, bossing as well. Combos I like doing is this. It still hits them. So you may not want to spend 3 bravery on that all the time, but it actually does add a lot of extra damage. You can also juggle them with it too. That's almost a little closer to 3k damage just by chaining that. Alright, well that's basically it. I actually think this is one of the better R1s that they added. Some of them are better than others. This one I tried, and it seems like all it doesn't really change the properties, it does more damage. So I guess your mileage is going to vary with that, depending on how leveled up your character is and what build you're using. The staff one seemed kind of useless, mostly because it takes 5 bars, and it's supposed to reduce bravery. I'm sure with the Disco Huang Long, which I actually don't have because I stopped playing this game before I got it. Maybe it's a little bit more useful, but at the end of the day, the problem is mostly just that you only have 4 slots. So you're effectively sacrificing one of your slots to take half of your bar to make your other 2 moves that you have, besides the Palm Strike, take less bravery. I don't really see the purpose of this, and I kind of wish more of them were designed like this one, where there's actually a lot of strategy that goes into which one you use. Now granted, the one that's just the basic kick is not really that great, but the other ones are incredibly useful, and they give a lot of ways to play a lot of different ways to play the weapon, and also fixes a lot of the problems as well, because, as you can see here, Wrath of Earth is 6 bravery, right? This one has a mini Wrath of Earth, but it also has 3 other moves that help a lot with utility, as you saw me use there. So you can kind of replace Wrath of Earth with this, and have like double the utility for half of the bravery. Unfortunately, a lot of the other ones are not designed like that at all. This one is pretty good. I tried this one for 2 bravery, or you can get it down to 1 with the disc. I think this might actually be one of the better bravery deleting moves in the game, most likely, especially because you can do it off a launcher. I guess I can just go ahead and show a couple more of them here. I'll just change the title. Give me a sec. And go ahead and I'll show some of the other ones really quick. Yeah, you can definitely get a lot of extra damage off that, it seems. Homeboy here is very upset they decided to add a bow instead of the nunchaku. So he's stuck with his wrong weapon. Let's go ahead and find him again. I think some people are really asking about the R1, so I'm just going to go ahead and turn this into a video about some of the other ones. Oh, that almost takes off like 4 bravery, 4 fortitude for 2 bravery. That's actually not that bad. I'd probably optimize it a little bit more. I can show a couple more of the other ones that I have. I'll definitely do a video with all of them, but I still got a ways to go. Probably like 1 more stream away from unlocking them all. I can show the staff one and how much of a meme it is. I don't see what the purpose of this is, other than just to say that they added a new move for it. This weapon definitely needed just more damage in general, and they didn't really give it that. They kind of gave it something that seems like it's good on paper, but due to how much bravery it costs, and then also the fact that we still only have 4 slots instead of a minimum of 8, it just doesn't really do much. Alright, so let's get some bravery here. Boy's over there chilling, looking for his actual moveset. He's my favorite character. He's gotten the shaft the most out of a lot of legacy characters in this franchise. He just like can't ever seem to keep a weapon for more than 1 game. In any case, go ahead and put it on. So it takes off like I think 2. It doesn't seem like it's enough to really make a difference. Felt like the combat team that was designing these moves did not talk to each other or really look at analyses from people that really played this game to a high level. You know, people that were doing like Blue Boo with no damage with every weapon in record time. It doesn't feel like they talked to them at all, because I don't see the purpose of this whatsoever. It went down to 4 to do this, but is that really useful when I only have 4 slots and it takes half of a full bar to even use it once? Like, it does not fix the issues with the weapon at all. can see he's upset he doesn't have his weapon, and then the one that he's stuck with is still not great. Unfortunately, that weapon did not get what it needed. In any case, that's probably going to be it for now. If you guys have a specific one you'd like to see, keep in mind I'm not proficient with all the weapons in terms of my actual skill, but some of them actually look pretty good. Like this one for 4 bravery is probably really good if you get a juggle. I don't really see if this one really fixes the issues with this weapon, where it just isn't very viable to use on the higher difficulties. But maybe with the offset you can get from the extra levels and everything, maybe this weapon will be something more people want to use. So that's basically a red attack stopper. Kind of always felt like these were kind of a meme as well in some ways, because they take more bravery than the other one, and really the only benefit is, for most of them, is that they may have more range, but you're also spending triple the bravery, and once again, you know, you only have 4 slots, so do you really want to use that? I guess maybe you can use it as like a multi-purpose thing, but yeah, it kind of seems to be the same problem. So this is the one for the bow. I'm not really any good with the bow. I haven't really practiced with it yet, but the bow seems decent. It seems like one of their better attempts at doing ranged combat in a Koei Tecmo game. I really feel like a lot of the non-Koei Tecmo Musou games have had pretty good ranged combat, like Magoichi and Basara and stuff is like really well designed. So this definitely isn't what I wanted. I definitely wanted like the nunchaku or tonfas or like the katana back. It's kind of interesting because they did. I think the director did a poll like last year about what weapons people would like to see. And keep in mind, this was when the DLC was not officially confirmed, meaning, you know, they only had probably started working on it internally, but they hadn't announced it to the public yet. And I remember that like Zhotai's katana was like one of the most popular ones. So I don't know what made them land on this, but I do think that despite it not being my playstyle, you know, I like fast-hitting, you know, melee weapons and movesets and stuff. I think it's good that they're attempting to do ranged combat, because I always felt like the other Musou franchises like Basara and stuff have done ranged combat a lot better than them. So it's pretty cool to see that. So this one makes it so you get an attack boost. I wonder like how significant it is. And it says here if you master it, you make it more powerful and more effective. I think what this weapon needs the most is just an attack speed boost. It feels way too slow for something that's supposed to be an agile weapon, but that's kind of one of the other problems with this game, is really limiting what you can do with builds and stuff compared to previous games. The halberd one is an 8 bravery counter, so I sure as heck hope it does adequate damage. It's like the halberd already has so many damaging high bravery moves that cost equal or less. So I guess with this you could effectively take off the palm strike, but the palm strike is 1 bravery and this is 8. I definitely think that one of the biggest problems with this DLC is the choice paralysis they've added with these R1s just doesn't really make any sense, because a lot of these cost like half or more of your bar, so there's like no real reason to limit how many R1s you can equip at this point. You know, if you equip this, you're gonna have to land like a minimum of like probably 3 just dodges to do another one. So I think that forces you to interact with the officer enough already. I definitely did. I did send the community manager some feedback saying that I think they really need to lighten up on the R1 limitations. It was already bad before. Like if you played this game with a mod that allowed you to equip multiple of them up to 8, it definitely made the game a lot better. And what was interesting is that it didn't really affect the balance at all, because provided, you know, you're not using a trainer and just putting unlimited bravery on. You know, you still had to make those decisions, but you didn't have to go in the menu so much. It actually reminds me a lot of Tales games before they started implementing the arts ball mechanic, which doubled how many arts you could equip. It was the same thing, right? It's like, you know, you could just pause and change them, but it disrupts the flow of the combat, and it would be better to just let you switch. So, unfortunately, as cool as some of these are, due to the limitation, you're really going to have to consider, are these worth equipping over what you already have? I mean, maybe some of them being mastered will help, but it's definitely... The underlying issue with this DLC is just that they don't really give you a lot of extra choices or different ways to play the game, and this is kind of a step in the right direction. I mean, supposedly, they kind of soft confirmed that there's going to be at least one more game like this, so I hope that the next game, keep the combat the way it is, maybe let you stagger them a little bit longer, you know, definitely more R1s, you know, and just lighten up a little bit on policing how we play the game, because I definitely feel the more and more I play this, like, if this just let me have attack speed or like 8 slots, or just like at least like some semblance of the build systems that we had before, but maybe not as OP, because, you know, the officers actually put up a fight now and you don't just combo them to death. But at the same time, I do feel like doing the, you know, parry them and lower their armor bar until you do the QTE kind of gets old after a while, especially because, you know, of how little damage you do in this game. Even when you're maxed out, you still have to repeat it like multiple times. So I'm hoping that those things will be resolved. I'll definitely see if I can get in touch with the person who did the R1 switcher and the attack speed, at least, so that we can get those updated for the PC players. I'll definitely look into that. The update's supposed to officially come out in a few days, so if I have to, I will even buy them the DLC so that at least the PC part of the community can see what this game would be like with less arbitrary restrictions. Anyway, I probably won't do another video like this. I'll probably just show all of them when I have them unlocked. As you can see here, I'm definitely going to have to do a number of fights with all of them. I'll probably just skip these because this will require a full video in itself. But I'll definitely do the other ones. I'll try to get it done before the official release. And until then, I'll see you guys later. Thanks for watching.